Hello, listeners. This is Yukta speaking, your host for today's episode, which is a talk given by Mr. Amit Bhatnagar, Managing Director, Accuster Technologies, Haryana, on the topic air pollution. This talk is a part of the 10th IC Innovator Club meeting hosted on the topic pollution and diseases. Let us hear from Amit Bhatnagar.
First of all, thanks, Dr. VK Singh sir, giving me an opportunity to present whatever we have done related to air pollution. So I would like to speak about the air pollution in two particular categories as a challenge. Number one, as a challenge of awareness, even in the most educated community. Uh, and it's a psychological war which we have to understand. The ignorance is such a deep level that we have to really step up to bring that awareness, and so that there is a driving among the people, among the citizen itself, to fight the air pollution. So what I have observed is that when we talk about air pollution, people generally talk about that the death because of air pollution is happening just through the respiratory or the lung disorder. I mean, the WHO data says it is only one third. Two-third death happen because of air pollution through heart attack and the brain stroke. But try to understand the major challenge is doesn't lie there. Challenge lies in the psychological ignorance. Is that the family, the father who has, who lost the life because of heart attack, their family only sees that there is a heart attack. They don't see the air pollution a killer, a murderer behind it, right? The same way, even when it happens a brain stroke, that is the same thing that people get a natural reason that death happened because of the brain stroke. They do not see that invisible killer which is doing the damage. So if we just see it in a manner that if we ask that particular question, which is going to pinch everyone, that if someone comes and try to murder someone's father, what the family will do? So everyone's answer will be that they will do everything to stop it, to fight it. But right now it is actually happening and they are not doing anything about it. The same way is that a child, if anyone's child is smoking a cigarette, will the father allow? And right now, every day, a child is smoking 20 cigarettes a day, and we are not doing anything about it. So there I see that the way we have to present our words, our awareness programs, it has to be pinching one, so that people has to realize that this time they cannot just ignore. They have to do a very, very discreet and very concrete steps in this direction, so that as a conscious society, we are ready to fight it out. Just comparing the consciousness level, that when we talk about London, in London, if AQI level goes from 15 to 60, people get down on the road. They actually start, it becomes a revolution that it has to stop. But in India, where we are talking about 250, 500, 600, and as citizen, we are just keep ignoring it, right? So that is one area where I think so there is a lot of work is required to be done. As a, because Dr. VK Singh is a real inspiration for all of us, the way he conducts things. And I see that there is a greater role to be played in this direction, because that level of ignorance out there among the people is so deep. We have to find out innovative ways to engage them, to make sure that they really respond and ready to fight, ready to combat the air pollution. Now second comes, because when I came to aware about this air pollution and impact, I could clearly believe that if I really believe in nation building, if I really meant to change something for my country, I cannot ignore this problem. I have to work for it, right? And that is where the reason we started innovating how we can technologically address this issue in an effective manner. And somehow, because the commitment was so deep towards the society, towards the social impact, so we were able to bring out something very powerful. So and the basic concept is very simple, that you have an air purifier where you have a artificial means of mobilizing the air through the filter. But the moment we go out, volume is so huge that we cannot have that many fans or that much electricity to mobilize outside air. But when I look at every moving vehicle, so relatively there's a air which is going back, right? So there is a moving air is available to all of us. We just need to tap into it. And that is where this innovation start growing in. So we had to face a lot of challenges of, uh, so first challenge was again the psychological challenge. The people who owns the car, They are so emotionally attached to it that if you ask them to fit something permanently on the car, nobody will allow that. So our first challenge was to make it a very detachable, retrofitted system, which even a girl, even a accountant, non-technical guy can install it in 30 seconds and they can take it off within 30 seconds. So it's a very simple to attach and detach so that every citizen become a Shudh Rakshak, Shudh warrior in a real sense. Because a single car which is going for 40 to 50 kilometers in a day, that can actually goes a 10-story building amount of volume air it can clean a one single car. And there are 50 lakh such vehicles are going on the road, which means we have a massive amount of energy available to us. If we are able to make people citizen aware that yes, they have a capability to fight, and it is a must for them to fight. And not only talking about in the sense of the health, but just Dr. VK Singh mentioned about that how the HMD plant was shut off because of the air pollution thing. So you can see that what kind of economical losses for the country it is incurring too. Not only when we talk about India, investor doesn't want to visit India during the summer season, during July or June. They want to come during the winter. And now in the winter, the air pollution is so high. They are, I mean, they generally avoid to visit Delhi, the NCR area. So somewhere it is impacting our economy in a much deeper manner, which we are not able to recognize. So that is the way I look at it, is that this is the time we have to really step up and make sure that being an educated community where we understand what air pollution is about, we must ensure that we do everything to fight it out, to ensure that India has its innovative ways to address the problem which the other world country has to follow. Where we have already showcased in the vaccination drive, I think so there is a time where we have to showcase for the other problems also. India has a way, innovative ways to address these problems on ground. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amit Bhatnagar. To watch the complete club meeting on this topic, visit the link in the description below. Subscribe to the channel to get instant access to all the podcasts. Follow us on social media through the links available in the description below. Thank you all for spending your time in listening to this week's podcast. Look out for a new episode every Wednesday published on Google Podcast, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. If you are interested in hosting your podcast with us, fill the form available in the description below. Thank you once again. See you next time.